We are back together again, still in Genesis, and we are up to 35, Genesis 35. And now our beloved Rachel died. This is so sad. I was really sad when I studied how Rachel died. It is so sad. Rachel died in childbirth. Could you imagine that? She died, but she after she delivered the baby, she was able to name the baby. And Rachel's, I'm going to call her the midwife. Rachel's midwife died before Rachel. But before, so the next midwife who was assisting Rachel with this delivery told her that this delivery is going to be a rough one. This delivery is going to be a rough one. And it was rough. If it's today, now we would stop the vaginal birth, and we would say Rachel should have a C-section. But back then it wasn't so. So Rachel delivered the baby, and as soon as she delivered the baby, named the baby, Rachel died. So technically she died in childbirth. So Rachel named the baby Ben-Oni, meaning son of my sorrow. But here Jacob came in. Men always think they rule, So Jacob came in and he said, his name is going to be called Benjamin, son of my right hand. So we know Jacob's sons with Rachel. The first one was Jacob, and now this one's name is Benjamin, and Rachel died. So what's the reasoning for telling us that Rachel died? But we should know. We should know because, all along the journey after Jacob went to Laban, he had to run from his brother. He loved Rachel, and his beloved Rachel died. She's dead now, and Jacob is still alive. So as soon as Jacob leaves Bethel, he had his journey towards the promised land. Jacob's last son is born. Rachel died. Reuben, Jacob's first son by Leah. I tell you, this story cannot get more sordid. He went and slept with his father's concubine. How evil could that be? Though the text doesn't say why the young man would do something so evil, it could have been that he wanted somehow to defile the birth of Jacob's last son, to humiliate the memory of Rachel. We just don't know. But he did this terrible thing, and he slept with his father's concubine. And the reading said, yet during this time, Reuben had sexual relation with Bilhah, his father's concubine, and Rachel's handmaid. How could that be? We just don't know why he performed this scandalous act, other than as another example of human depravity. Listen, the news has been bad ever since. It's only because people have TV now and we have phones where the news pops up on your phone all the time. But I want to submit to you, the news, ever since this sin came on this earth, the news was bad. And it continued. Well, we know the closer we get to the end of time, it's going to get worse, because now mankind has no regard for life. But the news has always been bad. Amazingly, Jacob does not respond to this horrible violation, even though he is told about it. Perhaps at this point in his life, Jacob trusts that God will fulfill his word despite the sin and evil at the time that goes on all around it. Now, Jacob is 100% in God's corner. He said, whatever happens, I am going to trust God with the outcome. And the take-home message for us, after the death of Rachel and Reuben did this despicable thing, God is always going to prevail, and we have to trust our God with the outcome. And it said it is this precise lesson of faith that is implied in the list of Jacob's 12 sons, who will be the ancestors of Israel, not the most savory and kindness of people, as we will see. Yet despite all the problems, all the dysfunction, even outright evil, such as Reuben's sin with Bilhah, God's will was going to be fulfilled. through his family, no matter how messed up his family really was. And no matter how messed up our families are, God's will be fulfilled. God's will is going to be fulfilled. I mean, and the Bible says if we're not going to comply, the Lord promises He's going to raise up stones. He's going to raise up stones. So I am admonishing us today. Let God not have to raise up stones. Let Him not have to raise up stones. Let us be obedient. Let us be compliant. Let us be the clay in the potter's hands so He can mold us and He can make us. And I want to give you good news. I want to give you good news today. That He does not throw the clay away when we mess up. He doesn't throw the clay away, but let us make ourselves available to God so that His promises, His will can be fulfilled in our lives.
All right, friends, if you enjoyed the study today but still have questions or comments, please don't hesitate to reach out to us at the link in the description box. Or come visit us at 346 Newport Street, Brooklyn, any and every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Hit the notification bell so you never miss a video. Remember, we love you, but God loves you best.